One of the most tragic plays that came out long ago got turned into a real intensifying modern day adaptation with some real intense moments. Let's talk about Baz Luhrmann's take of William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1996 romantic crime tragedy flick, William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, often shortened to Romeo and the Cross Juliet. Directed, co-produced, and co-written by Baz Luhrmann, released by Fox, it's a modernized adaptation of William Shakespeare's tragedy of the same name. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes in the title roles of two teenagers who fall in love despite their being members of feuding families. Now, this, of course, is the third major film version of the play, following a 1936 film, which I've not seen, nor this one, the 1968 film. The film also has Brian Denny, John Leguizamo, Harold Perrineau, Pete Postlethwaite, Paul Sorvino, and Diane Venora. Also, let's see. Yeah, there's Miriam Margolyes and Paul Rudd. Yes, that's right. You heard me correctly. So now I was kind of late on this because I hadn't watched this film in ages and what have you. It recently celebrated its 25th anniversary just a few months ago last year, so I'm just a little late and what have you. So let's get into our story. In Verona Beach, the Capulets and Montagues are two rival business empires. The animosity of the older generation, Fulgencio and Gloria Capulet, and Ted and Caroline Montague, is felt by their younger relatives. A gunfight between Montagues, led by Benvolio, Romeo's cousin, and Capulet, led by Tybalt, Juliet's cousin, creates chaos in the city. Being the third civil brawl, the chief of police, Captain Prince, reprimands the families, warning them that if such an event occurs again, their lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. Benvolio and Romeo learn of a Capulet party that evening, which they decide to gate crash. Romeo agrees on hearing that Rosaline, with whom he is in love, is attending. They meet their friend Mercutio, who has tickets to the party, and Romeo takes ecstasy as they proceed to the Capulet mansion. The effects of the drug and the party overwhelm Romeo, who goes to the restroom. There he sees Juliet, and the two instantly fall in love, both unaware of who the other is. Tybalt spots Romeo and vows to kill him for invading his family's home. After Romeo leaves the party, he and Juliet each learn that they belong to feuding families, but Romeo returns to see her, and Juliet tells him that if he sends word by the following day, they will be betrothed. The next day, Romeo asks Father Lawrence to marry them, and he agrees. Romeo passes the word on via Juliet's nurse, and they soon get married. Tybalt encounters Mercutio and Romeo at the beach, and Romeo attempts to make peace, but Tybalt assaults him. Mercutio intervenes and batters Tybalt and is about to kill him when Romeo stops him. Tybalt takes the opportunity to fatally wound Mercutio, who curses both houses before dying. Enraged, Romeo chases after the fleeing Tybalt and shoots him dead, avenging Mercutio's death. Captain Prince banishes Romeo from the city, and he goes into hiding with Father Lawrence. The nurse arrives and tells him that Juliet is waiting for him. Romeo climbs Juliet's balcony, and they consummate their marriage, with Romeo departing soon after. Meanwhile, Fulgencio decides Juliet will marry Dave Paris, the governor's son. Okay, now I'm going to the final act and the ending. You know the procedure like always. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid ending spoilers. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on after the 5 seconds are over with. Thank you very much for your understanding, and here we go. Okay, you've been warned. The next morning, Gloria informs Juliet that she is to marry Paris, and when Juliet refuses, Fulgencio threatens to disown her. Juliet runs away and seeks out Father Lawrence, imploring him to help her whilst threatening to commit suicide. Father Lawrence gives her a potion that will let her fake her own death, after which she will be placed within the Capulet vault to awaken 24 hours later. Father Lawrence vows to inform Romeo of the plot via letter, whereupon the latter will sneak into the vault, and once reunited with Juliet, the two will escape to Mantua. Romeo does not see the delivered letter, however, and believing Juliet to be dead, buys a vial of poison from an apothecary. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Romeo enters the church where Juliet lies and consumes the poison just as Juliet wakes up. Distraught over Romeo's death, Juliet picks up his gun and shoots herself in the head, falling down beside his lifeless body. Romeo's body is being taken inside an ambulance with a crowd of spectators and reporters observing the incident from behind the police line. When the parents of both Romeo and Juliet arrive in the scene, Captain Prince approaches their fathers, asking them to see the scourge that has resulted from their feud, including him losing his kinsman, and that heaven has found means to kill their joys with love. In the end, the captain then shouts on them, saying, "All are punished." End of story. So what did I think of William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet? I'm gonna say it's pretty cool. While I may not have seen the other adaptations of this film, but anyway, this is really something. I mean, of course, this was a film that really made Leonardo DiCaprio an even bigger star in the movies before Titanic, which came out the following year. I will be reviewing that film later on this year because its 25th anniversary is this year, so I'll be reviewing Titanic later on this year. I promise. Anyway, the film was a big success, going on to make 67 million worldwide, and was met with generally positive reviews. Yes. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna say it's pretty good. It's gotten mostly positive to a little bit of mixed response, but nevertheless, it's really something, and I really thought it was good to see this again. I had heard about this film before, but never did get to see until a few years later. And well, I'm just glad to catch this and what have you. I'm just glad nothing could even happen to someone considering that I'm an actual Romeo, but a high school Romeo. Sorry if I bring a little details of myself on this, but anyway, that's another story. Okay, that's just from just my side, you know. But back to the movie. The film has been released on physical media, including Blu-ray. It was also included on Baz Luhrmann's recurring trilogy that included Strictly Ballroom in '92 and Moulin Rouge, which came out 5 years later after this. Now, as for our cast, I enjoyed the performances from Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. They were both real good as the title characters. Now, as for the rest of the cast, Brian Denny plays Romeo's father, Ted Montague. Christina Pickles plays Caroline Montague, Romeo's mother. We have Dash Milk as Benvolio, Jesse Bradford as Balthasar, Zach Ort as Gregory, and Jamie Kennedy as Samson. Those are Romeo's other cousins. Yes, that's right. It seems I had forgotten Jamie Kennedy had appeared in this, where the same year he also had appeared in the original Scream. And I know who Jesse Bradford is. I'd later get to know him better from Bring It On. Now, I know I've come to know that. Yeah, Dash Me Up. Most you know him best for his work on recently. His work on in Showtime's hit Ray Donovan recently, and he recently got to do the movie. But it's appeared in lots of other movies and shows, so I just knew I heard the name before. Now, for the House of Capulet, we have, aside from Claire Danes, Paul Sorvino as Fulgencio, Juliet's father, and Diane Venora as Gloria Capulet, Juliet's mother. Now, her three cousins, Tybalt, played by John Leguizamo, Vincent Loresca, plays Abra, and Carlos Martin Manzo Altalara, if I mispronounced that, I apologize, as Petruccio. And Miriam Margolyes plays Nurse. And also, we have the rest. We have Harold Perrineau as Mercutio, Romeo's best friend. Pete Postlethwaite as Father Lawrence. Which, fun fact, he and Miriam Margolyes recently appeared in James and the Giant Peach. Which I think that was released. I think that was also released the same year, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Let me check. Give me a second. Yes. Yes, I was correct. James and the Giant Peach was released the same year. Let's see. Paul Rudd, who recently appeared in Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers, is in this as Dave Paris. We have Vondi Curtis Hall as Captain Prince, and Emmett Walsh as the Apothecary. Again, if I mispronounce that, I apologize. Now, actually, Natalie Portman had originally been cast as Juliet, but during rehearsals, it was thought that she looked too young for the part. The footage looked as though DiCaprio was molesting her, so Luhrmann has also stated that Portman was too young and made DiCaprio look older than intended, because he was 21 at the time of the filming and Portman was only 14. Sarah Michelle Gellar turned down the role as well due to scheduling conflicts. Of course, she would be doing TV's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She'd also be in Scream 2 the following year, and also I Know What You Did Last Summer. So DiCaprio proclaimed that Dane should be cast, as he felt she was genuine in her line delivery and did not try to impress him by acting flirtatious. So I still think that was a good pick. Now, there were many differences from the film with the film in the original play. See, while it retains the original Shakespearean dialogue, the film represents the Montagues and the Capulets as warring mafia empires with legitimate business fronts in contemporary U.S., where swords are replaced by guns with brand names such as Dagger and Sword, and a USPS-style delivery service is called Post Haste. Now, of course, some characters' names are also changed, like Paris, Lord and Lady Montague, and Lord and Lady Capulet are given first names. In the original, their first names are never mentioned. Friar Lawrence becomes Father Lawrence, and Prince Aeschylus is rewritten as the police chief of Verona Beach, being renamed Captain Prince. The adaptation eliminates the character of Friar John, and some characters change families. In the original, Gregory and Samson are Capulets, but in the film, they are Montagues. Conversely, Abram as Abra is shifted from the Montague to the Capulet family. So now you know everything, but anyway, I really think this was pretty good. It was really something. and what have you. This also had a pretty good soundtrack as well. Now, its score was, well, it had various ones, including Nellie Hooper, Marius DeVries, and Craig Armstrong. Now, Capitol Records released the soundtrack. It did feature some big hit tunes such as Number One Crush from Shirley Manson and Garbage. Plus, let's see, plus the Swedish rock band The Cardigans' breakout hit Loveful, which I still have fond memories of that song. Plus, there was music from Everclear, the Butthole Surfers, and Radiohead. So anyway, that would be pretty cool. So anyway, with a pretty good story of a real awesome saying, which I thought was pretty good in some ways, and great performances and great music, a great score. In the end, would I recommend William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet from '96? The answer is hell yeah. I think you ought to give this a try. I think you might like it if you haven't seen it already. But anyway, this is a real intensifying modern day adaptation of this here great tragedy. I think you should give it a try. But if you've seen this movie, let me know what your thoughts are on William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a spoiler-free review of Tall Girl 2, which is coming up on Netflix. Thank you for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider checking out my reviews for some of these other types of teen flicks. These may not be tragic in one, but some can be. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the film that introduced us to Alicia Silverstone in the form of The Crush. Yes, before Clueless, which I unfortunately still have yet to review that. I've been forgetting that. In the upper right-hand corner is my review of I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself of figuring out what I was going to say. My apologies. But anyway, you can see my review for a later film Claire Danes would be in, that being Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines from 2003. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of Tall Girl. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.